Khajuraho, a famous name here in India. To us from the West, we're all familiar with the Kama Sutra, the erotic figures that were carved into temples depicting various sexual positions. Well, this is here in Khajuraho. Now, Barbara, up top it says it was known as?
Vatsa in ancient time, and now since the 14th century it's called Bundelkhand, and the train we arrived on was the train to Bundelkhand, which I didn't realize was the other name for Khajuraho.
All right. And what's important is the Chandelas. I've read about them in terms of Indian history. They're the second line of...
They rose to power during the earliest 10th century, and their capital at Khajuraho decorated the palace with tank and temples.
Whatever tank is.
According to local tradition, there were 85 temples, but now around 25 stand in various stages of preservation.
And the palace lost its importance around...
The place lost its importance around 1500 AD.
AD. Okay, thank you. This Khajuraho, a group of monuments, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
And each and every temple is made out by sandstone. They carve each and every.
We just entered the temple complex, the Western Temple Complex. Barb, can you show where the entrance is there?
Is right
there, and we saw these shrines just off earlier.
Yeah.
And right in front of us is this, what's it called? The
Lakshmi Shrine or Lakshmana Temple.
Lakshmana Temple.
Yeah.
And that's the one right there. Right there. But there's much more in this complex, right? The main one is back here, Barb. Right there, yeah.
This one?
Right there, yeah. So that's a ways back yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a ways to go.
We're heading there.
Okay, good. But right now we're at Lakshmana Temple. Name Lakshmana Temple.
This is called the Lakshmana Temple. The temple dedicated to Vishnu is built by Chandela ruler Yashovarman between circa 1930 to 1950 AD.
All right, so it's quite old.
Very old.
Very old. Not seeing anything racy yet, are we, Barbara? Just a lot of well-endowed figurines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looking back on the town, the archaeological site is very, very close to the town. It just sits right next to it. The south side of the temple supposedly has numerous figurines and sexual positions and whatnot. I'm looking but not finding any. Are you finding any, Barb? It is pretty though. It's really nice. Pretty incredible, a tour in Japanese. Come on, Barb, we got to find at least one. This is disappointing. Traveled 10,000, 12,000 kilometers to find nothing here. You got to admit, that's pretty impressive, though. Where?
Right in the middle.
In the middle? Oh my God! Oh yeah, right there. Right there. Am I getting it? Am I getting it? I think so. Right there, yeah. All made of sandstone, which I guess makes it easier to carve all these figurines in there, right?
So they're still intact.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it lasts.
But let it be said that we found at least one of the thousands that are supposedly here, and that are the basis for the Kama Sutra. There's obviously a great deal of fascination on the part of the tourists about this particular building. In its full splendor on the south side. Don't think I've seen anything like it. Worth the trip. Worth the trip. As Barbara keeps looking for that. I don't know what she's looking for. Some of the detail. And the up-close positions. Hard to tell what's happening. This one's good. And if you still have your doubts about what's being shown here, this one should lay it to rest. The guide's laser identifies these figurines, which are pretty graphic. I'll stop my commentary right there. This will probably be the best archaeological site we see in India. And it not only has us lingering, but everybody else. And one more time, sex sells. Certainly does here. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. Wouldn't be a new international airport opening up here in 2016 if it wasn't for these sculptures. And remember, all this debauchery is found at the Lakshmana temple. This is also where in the evening they have a sound and light show from 6:30 until 7:30. Our guidebook says it's a 1-hour show that could very well do with being reduced to 15 minutes.
Worth a stop in this town?
It's most definitely worth a stop in this town. It's one of the stops in India. All right, let's move on.
Now we're standing in front of the Kandariya Mahadeva temple. It was built between 1025 and 1050 AD, and it's the largest and the loftiest monument of Khajuraho. And it was dedicated to Lord Shiva.
Lord Shiva, master of the universe. As we approach this temple, I'm starting to realize it's pretty well jaw-dropping, isn't it, Barbara? One more time. Jaw-dropping. Very nice. More interesting vistas in this temple culture. A little bit of appropriate music in the background. I don't know whether it's being picked up or not. I really didn't want to come here to see this, but I must say that I'm happy I did, or we did. It's very impressive. And now for a bit of bestiality. Right there. Let's stop that. That's enough of that.